Welcome to Chalk Talk. We're back again and we're happy to see you. Welcome, new and old comers. I mean, you're not old, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, welcome to Chalk Talk. Today we're talking about Tesla.
Intros are too much.
It's okay. They can stay or they can leave. I can't change who I am.
Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Chalk Talk. What a weird name that we never explained. Let's keep it a mystery. But yeah, today's episode's about Tesla. Exactly. Ticker symbol TSLA. Yep, and it's a Tesla episode update. Our last episode was episode 32 on November 12th. Today is the 22nd, day before Thanksgiving. And our last episode, we saw a bit of a downgrade and a bit of a bounce in the Tesla stock price. But yeah, in the last episode, it was the HSBC downgrade. Tesla got downgraded by Barron's also, so it's very overvalued. Kathy Wood still thinks it's undervalued. And we're back at a share price of $234.21. It closed down 2.9% for the day. Another 0.2% after hours, closing the whole day out after hours at $233.75. And in our last episode, we had just closed over Tesla's very great support of, I forget what it is, but it's like 212 and change. I don't know the exact number, but it's around 212. It closed over. Tesla proceeded to run to 244.01. And then it proceeded to go run on a 244.01. And then it had a bit of a sell-off with some negative news going on with Tesla, and now Elon Musk
is in court again.
Yeah, he is in court, and he is facing scrutiny through some investors about some things he said on social media. So now we're seeing so now we're seeing the stock price kind of take a dip. I mean, it's still up from the what we saw was at 193.75 back on Halloween, and then the stock price recovered. Like I said, popped to 246, but then since then we've seen a sell-off and the price drop another $15 a share again. But it's looking pretty bearish in the short term. But yeah, Tesla and Elon Musk is in court. We've got a couple articles for today. The first one is from Yahoo Finance. It says, a lawsuit blaming Tesla's autopilot for a driver's death can go to trial, judge rules. Just a tidbit from the article. It says, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A jury should decide whether Tesla and Elon Musk oversold the capabilities of the electric car company's autopilot system and caused the fatal crash of a software engineer who engaged it. Took his hands off the steering wheel and seconds later slammed into a truck, a Florida judge has ruled. Circuit Judge Reid Scott rejected Tesla's motion to summarily dismiss Kim Banner's lawsuit, accusing the company of causing her husband Jeremy Banner's death in 2019. In a 23-page ruling, Scott found that Kim Banner's attorney presented sufficient evidence to let the case proceed to trial sometime next year. Scott also found that Banner can seek punitive damages from the company that, if awarded, could reach millions of dollars.
Yeah, so it's quite interesting. I mean, like okay, so I think it's worth it to know how Jeremy Banner died. Okay, so it said basically it was talking about like how consumers can believe that Tesla cars were capable of driving themselves hands-free, and they gave like multiple points why they think that's the case. But it says just before Dawn on March 1st, 2019, he was heading to work on a semi-rural Florida highway in his 2018 Tesla Model 3, which he had purchased months earlier. While traveling almost 70 miles per hour or 110 kilometers per hour, Banner activated autopilot and took his hands off the wheel. To his right, a tractor trailer leaving a farm moved into his path. The Tesla did not detect it, and neither it nor Banner braked or swerved. 10 seconds after autopilot was activated, the car drove underneath the trailer, shearing off the hood and killing Banner instantly. It says the National Transport Safety Board, which investigated the crash, said the truck driver was primarily to blame for pulling into traffic, but also said Banner and Tesla were at fault. An attentive driver would have seen the truck in time to make evasive action. And I'm just like, there's a lot that happened there, and I can see how Tesla marketed its car, that it could be held liable. And there are a lot of elements there. And I'm just like, first of all, the imagery alone was Final Destination. And I don't care if I bought a Tesla vehicle, I'm too paranoid to turn on autopilot, so it wouldn't do anything for me. But he was feeling quite what's the word I want to look for? He felt safe. I guess I could just say that. He felt safe in Tesla's
confident in Tesla.
Hands, confident in Tesla, and was like, whip it, baby.
Yeah. I don't know, 70 miles per hour. I mean, I guess autopilot's autopilot. It's not the first person who's ever used autopilot at 70 miles per hour. So I guess, he thought he could trust it. But here also, I have a very interesting article from Reuters. It says the same judge from Florida that I had mentioned in the previous article.
Mm-hmm.
This article came out 8:24 Eastern Standard Time on the 21st of November, so roughly 24 hours ago from the time of this recording. It says, judge finds evidence that Tesla Musk knew about autopilot defect. A Florida judge found reasonable evidence that Tesla chief executive Elon Musk and other managers knew the automaker's vehicles, super dry, had a defective autopilot system, but still allowed cars to be driven unsafely, according to a ruling. Judge Reid Scott, again, same lawyer, in the Circuit Court of Palm Beach County ruled last week that the plaintiff in a lawsuit over a fatal crash could proceed to trial. It began punitive damage claims against Tesla for intentional misconduct and gross negligence. The order has not been previously reported. The ruling is a setback for Tesla after the company won 2 product liability trials in California earlier this year over the autopilot driver assistance system. A Tesla spokesperson could not immediately be reached for comment on Tuesday. The Florida lawsuit arose of a 2019 crash of North Miami, in which owner Stephen Banner, again, Model 3, this one's saying it's, in a 2019 crash, and it was the 2018 built Model 3. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's basically just talking about like the crash that
under the 18
just spoke,
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just okay. They were saying that they marketed the cars as autonomous, and it really has like a significant effect on people's beliefs on the effects of the vehicle, like on the capabilities of, it says the capabilities of the products. So they're like, okay, so Tesla hardcore, Tesla and Elon in interviews in between the two articles, hardcore pushed autopilot and the autonomy of the car, which was misleading to consumers, and now consumers think they can just free hands it at the wheel whenever, however, wherever.
This isn't the first time. I believe it was also a Model 3 too, where they refer to in the article that in California, I remember seeing this all over the news. Well, there was 2 different incidents, but one of them, somebody's driving a Model 3, and the Model 3 just literally just drove off the side of the road over oh my God, over the guardrail, like down a hill, and the person was alive, and the car just rolled. But they had to like have like EMTs and firefighters come and get this person like literally like off from like the side of like this hill from this like very curvy road out somewhere in like the coast in California. I think it was somewhere near San Francisco. But this isn't the first time where somebody's literally crashed into something or died or from Tesla's autopilot in a Model 3. I'm pretty sure it was also a Model 3 were the ones from California too. I mean, I get it. It's people's responsibility too. They have to be, you know, safe while driving and aware of their surroundings. You know, you can't be like, oh, autopilot, 70, 100 miles per hour. I'm in a Tesla. Like, it's not magic. I mean, yeah, you still need to be aware, but
also don't push the product that hard for something.
But at the same time, I don't know. I just
I don't know.
That their marketing? I don't know, but
I don't know. I mean, when they first were talking about, you know, self-driving cars and people were getting all hyped for it and like, news was spreading, false news.
It's going to take a while to be truly self-driving.
I think that this isn't the Jetsons. And
I mean, if you can have basically planes can essentially fly themselves now. Like if the pilot died, the plane literally has like a preset like
planes are pretty much on autopilot, but I don't know how much traffic is in airspace.
No, I know, but you can still crash a plane from 35,000 feet up and kill everyone.
That's true.
But I'm saying, like, it's gonna take a while for cars to truly be on that level of like you can trust it 100%, and it's going to have like a great enough technology and sensors to completely be aware of its surrounding, where like the driver could be completely ignorant to what's going on.
I just feel like if Apple needs to have like 70 million software updates in the same month, then I can't trust a model car to autopilot my way through a busy city or on a dangerous highway.
That's how Tesla works.
I know, but I'm just one of those people that are like, no, I took driver's ed. This is a scam. This is well, not necessarily a scam, but a setup. That's what I want to say. This is a setup.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. That's too scary for me. You know, there's some things that I do a little risk, and there's some things where I take I'm a little bit more conservative and safe. And that's one of those things. Driving cars. I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy. This isn't the first time this has happened with Tesla. And I don't know what kind of setback this will happen. I mean, they said it's a setback because they won 2 product liability trials in California earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Over the autopilot driver system, and then boom, this happens. Yeah. You know, so I mean, we could say like glitches in a system, or like one car, you know, could have, you know, software problems or whatever. But at the same time,
I think, see, like in the last episode, we were talking about another case involving Sony. This case is very legitimate. Here it says in the article, Brian Walker Smith, a University of South Carolina law professor, called the judge's summary of the evidence significant because it suggests alarming inconsistencies between what Tesla knew internally and what it was saying in its marketing. This opinion opens the door for a public trial in which the judge seems inclined to admit a lot of testimony and other evidence that could be pretty awkward for Tesla and its CEO, Smith said, and now the result of the trial could be a verdict with punitive damages. The Florida judge found evidence that Tesla engaged in a marketing strategy that painted products as autonomous, and that Musk's public statements about technology had significant effect on the belief of the capabilities of the products.
Yeah. So You know what I
And
also thought was interesting? Oh, wait, go ahead.
here it says the judge said the accident is eerily similar to a 2016 fatal crash involving Joshua Brown, in which the autopilot system failed to detect crossing trucks, leading vehicles to go underneath a tractor trailer at high speeds. It would be reasonable to conduct that the defendant, Tesla, through its CEOs and engineers, were acutely aware of the problem with autopilot failing to detect cross traffic, the judge wrote. Banner's attorney, Lake Trey Lighthall III, sorry, I don't know if that's correct, but said that they are extremely proud of this result based in the evidence of putative conduct. The judge also cited a 2016 video showing a Tesla vehicle driving without human intervention as a way to market autopilot. The beginning of the video shows a disclaimer which says the person in the driver's seat is only there for legal reasons. The car is driving itself, it said.
Okay.
The video
Well,
shows shit. Yeah, exactly. It just goes on. But yeah, just to
yeah.
close it.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is what I thought was interesting. It says Tesla employees revealed that the car in the ad was programmed with mapping software not available to the public and still performed poorly and even ran into a fence while filming. The video required several takes and was heavily edited, the attorney said. So I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
you might be you might be SOL here, Elon slash Tesla, but
Yeah, because I remember when Tesla was really starting to first produce cars that were like somewhat available, but like there were still barely any Teslas on the road. It was when Roger got a Tesla back in 2018, 17,
mhm.
18. And he was like one of the first people I like saw with like a Tesla. Like back in 2017, 18, like you barely see Teslas on the road. Now it's like Tesla, 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 Tesla. But I remember back then that was like, yeah, that was like the big thing. Like, you know, it was an autonomous driving electric car.
Mhm.
So yeah, now this guy lost his life from an autonomous driving car.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
yeah, exactly. If they knew behind the scenes, if they like falsified, fake news evidence, then they're liable. I think they're liable. Don't push something that's not true. Don't bring out false information to sell a product.
yeah,
But I mean, maybe they had like disclaimers. I think I saw something about disclaimers, but
yeah. It's just,
I don't know. I want to see how the defense team ends up with this, because if it turns out to be like a significant issue, we could see like the whole basis of Tesla model cars, like the Tesla cars being questioned and possibly considered illegal
I mean,
if it becomes a big enough of an issue.
mhm. I think it probably would have to take several more of these incidents for it to be.
I wonder how much money Tesla has lined up for litigation. I know I've mentioned this a couple times in other videos, but I feel like in this type of
All of these
in this type of
companies.
scenario, like you have to have, and if they really moved the way they did with this advertising and the information about the cars, then they probably set themselves up ready, knowing stuff like this would have happened, because you cannot have a planning committee and not say that this isn't possible.
I mean, with a company with a market cap of closing near $700 billion, they probably have at least a few $100 million for that. It's
How much?
probably like found somewhere sitting with like $350 million for like, okay, this is the case we
I mean,
get
I've
sued.
never bought a Tesla, but I wonder if there's like some sort of contract you sign when purchasing it. I wonder if that goes into play too, because that it could be possible.
Aren't they doing that with the Cybertruck so you can't sell it for the first year?
Yeah, so you got all these stipulations on the Cybertruck, and so what if there are certain clauses in the contracts when you buy Teslas? Like, is there a contract when you buy Tesla? I would need to. I would like to know that.
Ferrari had a weird one too. Like you can't modify your Ferrari, and then also too there was like, I don't know if it's still the fastest one of them, but for a while there was a Ferrari called the Ferrari Enzo, and it couldn't be your first Ferrari that you purchased. You needed to buy another Ferrari and own it, and then you could buy the Enzo.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was such a fast car, they were like, no, you need to own like a regular Ferrari before you buy this one. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
think I'm gonna make a note to look at the Tesla contract for the next Tesla episode, so just to update on that, because it would take some time to read through that contract.
Yeah, but anywho,
I don't know. It's controversial. I'm interested to see what happens. You're probably right. Probably nothing will happen to Tesla cars in the long run, but I want to know. I want to see what's going to happen with this. But anyway, either way, I'm going to look at the contract and see if there's any kind of clause that's like, if
yeah.
you decide to do something reckless, we're not held liable. Like, I don't know.
And then just real quick, one more thing
Mm-hmm.
to mention if my iPad would not, because my iPad senses when I'm recording. It's
Your
like, you recording?
your
Hold on.
iPad is an old grumpy man.
I know, I'm trying to buy an Asus laptop. I should put a GoFundMe in the description box.
Don't even. Oh, I would be offended for the people.
Please, I'm poor.
And
But yeah, anywho,
sorry for the offense.
Just a quick go over. It's a long article, but I'm not going to read it all. It just says Elon Musk's social media comments sparked Tesla investor backlash by Rebecca Elliott of the Wall Street Journal. The controversy over Elon Musk comments on the social media platform X reached the board of Tesla this week. Several prominent Tesla investors are speaking out after Musk, the car maker's chief executive, last week called an anti-Semitic post, quote, the actual truth. A trustee for the New York City Public Pension Fund sent a letter to Tesla board chair Monday, urging her and her board members to hold Musk accountable for his recent actions and to ensure they don't harm the company. The city's retirement system held about 946 million in Tesla shares as of September. I did not know the New York City Public Pension Fund held $946 million worth of Tesla.
We should do episodes on like various funds and what their holdings are, because I don't feel like people know that they can go online and look up where their money is.
So if you live in New York City and your money is in the pension fund, you have almost $1 billion in Tesla. But in the letter, New York City, I think that's a mistake in this article. I don't know. Brad Lander, who along with being a trustee is also an investment advisor for the city pension fund, describes Musk's comments as abhorrent.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of that word, and I was an English teacher. It's horrible. We are deeply concerned that his hateful statements on X will have material negative reputational and financial effects on Tesla, Lander wrote. Lander cautioned that a failure to address Musk's behavior could cause cultural and reputational damage for the car maker if the board takes no action against Mr. Musk. It sends a message to all Tesla employees that the behavior of the company's CEO is unsellable, he wrote.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, abhorrent is like a strong term to use, but I guess people feel very strongly about. I mean, if I lost family or said, or in any case, like in war or to his car, and you're just out there tweeting stuff, people are going to be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be pissed.
Yeah, this is the first time where he's got in trouble. Like, for example, Tesla's share price fell 3.8% last Thursday, the day after Musk commented the anti-Semitic post, but largely recovered as of Tuesday when it closed at, like I said earlier, at 241.20. But also, like, for example, Musk and Tesla agreed in 2018 to each pay $20 million to settle the SEC, the Security Administration Exchange, over tweets which Musk floated the possibility of taking Tesla private. So he's always getting into trouble with like X slash Tesla over the years. But anywho, and it just goes on. It talks about a couple other funds like Nia Impact Capital, which held, $296,000 worth of shares. Blah blah blah. They're offended, but yeah, it's basically just about him saying something. I don't know the exact tweet, but I guess when he was like confronted about it, he said, "Well, that's the truth." So people are upset. I mean, it's not going to really affect Tesla's stock price. It fell like 3-4%. Like, what was it? I think I said, but it bounced right back. But I guess overall, maybe like the view of Elon and Tesla could be different for some people.
Mm-hmm.
But, it was just something I saw real quick before today, actually earlier today, and I was like, I'm going to mention this article that I read since it is a Tesla episode. But
yes.
Anywho, yeah, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so the market's closed. And let's see if Tesla continues to dip. I think if it continues this dip, we're gonna see probably like 216 and then back into those low twos. I think Tesla. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think Tesla's going to end like sub 200 this year. But I could be wrong. I don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
I did, and then I'd be a very, very wealthy man. But yeah, that's that on my end. A lot of negative news and a lot of negative sentiment could affect the stock. Has affected the stock a little bit. Like I said, it sold off $16 recently. But I mean, again, it's going to have some pullback in general because that stock literally just went from $193 to $244 within a pretty decent amount of time. Mm-hmm. Not with a short amount of time, I mean. So it's going to sell off when a stock moves $45 a share. Well, actually, no, $50, 50 some odd dollars a share to 246 from 190, 375. So yeah, that's over $50 a share.
Yeah.
So it's going to have some sort of a sell off, but yeah, after hours, I think after that negative comment, we saw it go down to 226.54. Pop back up, recovered, and now it's back into the 230 line.
Yeah.
So I think we're headed back to the 212 and lower.
Okay.
That's just my.
Tesla's gonna struggle for a little bit longer, I believe. And I did find limitations and warnings about the autopilot, but that's for next time when I can dive deeper into that. I just scanned it quickly, but there are some things there. But yeah, Tesla, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out again. Thanks for listening to our rambling, and thanks for being awesome. Stay awesome and keep on with the pursuit of knowledge and self-awareness and global awareness and general awareness. We like you. Stay aware.
Okay, yeah. Well, anyways, be on the lookout for more Tesla updates, Palantir updates, NVIDIA, some other shit, whatever we want to talk about.
More updates, anyways, whatever we want to talk about.
That. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little bell so you can get the notifications. So you can
remember financial entertainment, not financial advice.
Yeah. Okay. Look at it. But anyways, we'll see you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye. And peace out.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
No. Give me some time. Here we are. I'm ready.
My left knee hurts. No, my left knee hurts.
You don't want to because your left knee hurts?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.